Flosstube. It's Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. I'm back for an update video. Today is Wednesday, July 24th. I'm back in my craft room, just at a different angle. Normally I sit over here and you're looking at this wall, and you'll notice that if you've watched my other videos, there's usually more on this wall, but I use those little adhesive tabs and they don't work so great here, and things have been falling off the wall. So I'm going to take everything off the wall and rearrange them. These are some that you may not have seen in my past videos. This is Jane Pattison by Shakespeare's Peddler. It's rather large. It doesn't look so big here, but it's a rather large. I think I stitched that on 32 count, but I used the Gentle Art wool. And then right below it, that is Christmas at Hollyberry Farm by Stacy Nash. I loved stitching that. The border is amazing. What else? This right here is a Plum Street Gold Tidings. Yeah, I've stitched it out of a magazine, but I think it's on a permanent chart now. And then this is just my mess of stuff. This is actually Frady Cat. Isn't that cute? I love him. He's kind of dirty, but I'll show you him anyway. It's Frady Cat. This was a Brenda Gervais. You stitch the pocket and then you just attach it, and you're supposed to have things. Do y'all see all the dust? There's like dust everywhere. I hope you don't see that. But look at his face. I stitched him years ago. Love him. Okay. All right. So, life update. Not much going on. Summer semester's coming to a close, but we only have a few classes running and they've been fine. We've been cleaning up a lot, moving things around. We're having to consolidate into a building, 2 buildings into 1 building. It's just been a disaster. But I got to reorganize a couple of rooms, which makes me happy. So I guess that's everything. Hubby and I went to a baseball game on Saturday. The Rockies were playing the Giants. The Rockies won. It was Star Wars night. It was fun. We didn't stay for the whole game. We hang out with a couple, do a lot of stuff with them, and we all decided we were ready to go. There were several people sitting behind us that it's like they weren't there for the game. They were just talking about, they just talked. And one kept hitting me in the back of the head with her purse. We decided we'd just rather go eat, so that's what we did. I guess that's it for life update. What we'll do now is get into what my current whips are. Okay, so let's get to my current projects, or whips. Before I go into things detail, had a couple of people ask questions about some of the terms that I was using in my last video. First, whips. Whips is works in progress, and this is just projects that I've been working on since my last video. I have 5 projects that I've been working on. And some people only stitch on one project until they complete it. They call themselves monogamous stitchers. That's not me. I like to have lots of projects going on. I will work on multiple projects every night. On a Saturday morning when I get up and everybody's still in bed, I will work on multiple craft projects. I've got a rug hooking project downstairs that I'll work on a little bit, and I'll cross stitch a little bit. Then I'll quilt a little bit, go play in the garden for a little bit, just doing all kinds of things. But cross-stitch wise, I have 5 whips that I've worked on since my last video. One of those is a 25/7 project. And 25/7 just refers to a project that you work on 25 minutes or put in 25 stitches every day, 7 days a week. Thus the 25/7. I like that because I usually pick a small project that I could probably finish in a month using that 25/7 method, and it just helps keep my whip count down. Last question that I had in my last video was, how have I gotten through so many of my whips? When I started doing Flosstube in 2016, I think, I had over 100 whips, mainly because I'd been watching Flosstubers that did this start a day every day of the year, and I'm like, that's cool, let's do that. And I actually started 100 projects. How I've gotten through them? Well, it's been 8 years, so, and I do stitch every day. I've also gone through projects and decided that I didn't want to do them, so I've just UFO'd them, actually got rid of them completely. And then there are some projects that I stitched and decided I didn't want to do the whole project. Like I showed in one of my last videos the Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. It's a 12 block project. I only did 4 blocks and I was done with it. So most of them I have finished, but some of them I didn't. So it just, changed my mind. I do have way too many projects. I don't know if you can see it. This is a pile of projects that I need to figure out how I'm going to finish them. And I have a box full of them. So, what else? I think that's everything. So what I'm going to do is just go through the whips that I've been working on in my rotation. Another thing I need to explain. What is a rotation? So I love to schedule things. I've already got my calendar for next year. So happy. I might even show it to you in just a minute. But I schedule a project that I will work on each week of the month. So the July 1st through the 7th, I had a project that I worked on. When July 8th rolled around, I switched projects. So that works for me. I'm that type of person that I can set a schedule and keep up with the schedule, unless it's exercise and diet, and then I struggle with that. But with stitching, I don't have a problem. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I've been working on this month, because at this point we're at the last week. So you'll see all of my projects. So my first project is my oldest whip. I've been working on this for 10 years now. This is Splendor Florals. And I finished the August block. Now I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count antique white using the DMC, and there's the borders are water lily, as a water lily. This was in a Just Cross Stitch magazine in 2010. I don't remember. I've said it so many times. Nope, it doesn't say on this piece, but this is my finished block. So pretty. And I was hoping to finish the border on this one. I mentioned that in my last video, but I didn't get to it. But I finished all of the cross stitching and all of the back stitching. And I am, what is this? 8/12 of the way. So this is my progress. They're very pretty. I'm enjoying stitching it, but it does take a lot of time. I keep it in this So Much to Love bag, which is one of my favorites. Hydrangeas, so beautiful. But I worked on that project July 1st through the 7th. Now with this project, I do the Splendors of Flora. I do use a frame. I use a Q-snap on that because it's so big. Everything else I stitch in hand. Week 2, I worked on Shakespeare's Peddler Painted Flowers. Now I threw the cover away. This is her kind of printout of it on a light color, but if you've seen the finished product, the cover page, she stitched it on a piece of, or she had it stitched on a piece of 40 count Black Swan by Fox and Rabbit. I'm stitching mine on 40 count Black Forest by Lakeside Linen, and I'm using DMC. And here's my progress. You can see I'll take that out. I am almost finished, and honestly, I didn't stop after 7 days. I've been working on a little bit every day because I just have this flower and this little swirl over here left to do. So my hope is to finish it this week. But isn't that beautiful? This one it's beautiful, but it is probably one of the most challenging things I've stitched because of all this painted look to it. You're just, I can't use the pattern. I had to take a picture of it with my iPad and use my iPad, blow it up so I can actually see the detail. but it is worth it because it is beautiful. This lives in another So Much to Love bag. So cute. All right, week 3. I worked on Tapestry of Stitches by Jeanette Douglas. I love her stuff. She was the guest designer last year, 2023, for the, what is it? Sampler Guild of the Rockies. And I went to that retreat, and here's my progress. I did not get very much done. This month, my hope was to get this last third done, but this is all that I worked on. Actually, I had a little bit of it done from last month, and then when I started looking, I had to pull the whole thing out, and so I just stitched that. So I still have, there's 6 of these kind of Bargello type blocks. I have 3 of those once I finish this one, and then the border goes pretty quickly. But I also have 4 of these diamonds left to do. I'm stitching it on, it was a kit, so I'm stitching it on 36 count exemplar from Lakeside Linens using the provided silks. And I just love Jeanette Douglas's stuff. In addition to that, because this was a kit, let me see if I can find it. We also had another project, which is a little pillow. So I need to finish that as well. I have the little fob finished. I just need to work on the pillow. So that's also in a So Much to Love bag. And then my last project on my rotation is a Stacy Nash. So this is Halloween at Hollyberry Farm, the companion to Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. And I have not worked on this hardly at all, but I'm enjoying stitching on it. I started working on it and realized I didn't have all the threads with it. I remedied that, so this is what I've gotten done. All I've done is the willow tree, and I added a letter. But this is stitched on, is it 36 count or 40 count? Maybe 40 count cedar plank from Lakeside Linen. So pretty. What I've gotten done is the first page, so I just have to do this crown, and then the next page I get into the house. It's a big one. When I pause this, I'll pull out the Summer at Hollyberry Farm because I've actually finished that one. I'll show you that one because I don't know if I've ever shown that on my Flosstube. Another So Much to Love bag. And then my last project is my 25/7 project. This is I Love Fall Most of All. Ooh. This was a kit that I got from Country Stitches online, which is Brenda Gervais' shop. I think now you can get the chart from Country Sampler in Spring Green, but the kits were only available through her website, Brenda Gervais' website. And I'll talk about that in just a second. So here's my progress. I am close to a finish. This is that 25/7. I just have to do these flowers on this side and then the little bit of the pumpkin here. Not much at all left. Ooh. And then I've got to paint the tray. So very pretty. I love Brenda Gervais. If you've been watching my videos for very long, you know she is my favorite designer. And So Much Love is my favorite project bag. So those are my whips. I'm going to pause for a second and show you some of my finishes that I may not have shown in the past. So we'll do that. And then I've got to talk about giveaways. All right, so when I was looking for the finish to show you, I found a bunch of other stuff I want to show you. So first of all, this is my Summer at Hollyberry Farm. I finished this, I don't remember, it was this year, but it is so pretty. Her borders are amazing. I'm not sure what this is stitched on. I think it's a R&R with pretty much the called for. But if you get a chance to stitch one of Stacy Nash, I highly recommend one of the Hollyberry Farms. I don't know if I'll do the spring, but I love the other three. I mentioned my calendar. So the calendar I'm using right now is one that I got from Amazon. So it is this designer or artist, and I get her calendar every year. I've already got my 2025. These are not 18-month, it's just a 12-month. Actually, you get 14 months. And I've already got this one set up. So love that. And then the other thing that I've gotten over the past couple of weeks is I ordered Winterberry and Pine. So yeah, if you follow Brenda Gervais, she does these kits every now and then, and these are only available on her website. And this one was released last December, and I've been watching and waiting and waiting and watching, and I was on Facebook one morning and somebody posted that she had 12 available, and I got one. So happy. But also the week before, I had picked up another one of these kits that she has, Sugar and Spice. She actually had those available at a retreat that I went to, but I gave mine to my sister, so now I have my own. All right, so that's some of my purchases. Last year, I went to the Rocky Mountain Quilt Shop Hop. That was my second year to do it, and I actually won one of their prizes. I won a $100 gift card to the 9 participating shops, and I have held on to those things. And my husband's like, "You need to use those up." And I'm like, "Well, you know." And it's Sally is right over here snoring. I'm sorry. I'm trying to limit the noises, but she's decided she has to get involved in this video. Anyway, 2 weekends ago, Hobby and Patrick and I drove down to Pueblo, Colorado, which is about 2 hours south of us, and worked our way back, stopping at different shops. And I've picked up just little things, some backing fabric, but one thing I wanted to show you is this line of fabric that I think is absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can find the name of it. Oh, they don't have the name on it. Yeah, there it is. It's Morris Creative Group, Cutie Fabrics, and it's a Halloween set that they don't have a name on it. Morris Creative Group 2023. But this is the panel. Oh, you can't see that. That I'm going to use to make a throw quilt for Halloween. Because Sally and I like to have little quilts on the couch when we snuggle in the afternoon and evening. But look at that black cat. Lots of pumpkin head people, which I love. And then I just bought some matching fabric to go with it. So pretty. And then that one. So I got that at, which one was this? Highland, was it Highland Quilt Shop? I don't remember. It was in Fountain, I think. And then I ended up buying a quilt kit for another Lori Holt. I bought her newest cup. You can see I have these. I have them all over my craft room. I love her cups. One more thing to collect. So that's kind of my purchases. Let's see. Last thing I want to show is quilt progress. So if you're not interested, just kind of skip ahead. But I want to show you my progress on this Christmas, Vintage Christmas by Lori Holt. So I'm trying to catch up. I've been working on this for multiple years, and I decided I was going to get it done this year. I was doing really well January, February, March, and then I didn't do anything April, May, or June. So now I've got to catch up. I've actually been working on these blocks for the past 3 days, and I'm hoping that I can get the quilt top finished by the end of this week, at least by the end of July. because the shop hop that I mentioned earlier is starting the first weekend in August, and I would like to take this quilt to one of those shops and drop it off. But I'll show you the quilt blocks I've done since my last video. This is the taffy block. So I bought this as a kit from, oh, it's one in Texas. Stitching Heaven, or I think that's it. I was in the fabric block of the month club for it. This is the stocking. And as I've said multiple times, when you order kits from them, you get plenty of fabric. Isn't that pretty? I don't remember the name of this one, but it was, if you follow Lori's instructions, these are so easy to do. This is Snowflake. Forget the name of this one. Aren't they pretty? Love her fabrics, love all of her stuff. Poinsettia, Santa, and the puppy. And I fussy cut so I could get Ginger. So Lisha, look, it's Ginger, her dog. And I think those are the ones I've done since the last video. Actually, those are the ones I've done in the past week. So I get on a kick and I really get involved in it, and then something happens. So that's my quilting progress. Okay, so last video I had several items to send to people, and the people who will be receiving those include, for Martha Agnes, this is going to go to Diane Humphrey 1283. I'll put your name here, and then I'll put my email in just a second, and you can email me your address. Second item was the Magic Garden from Shakespeare's Peddler. This goes to Carolyn Meadows 4538. Sampler Company, the Lemon Tree Sampler, goes to Nanette McDougall Dykes 9339. And the Tall Ship Sampler from Sampler Company goes to K Scruggs 2899. So if you'll email me, here's my email, jlreagan16@gmail.com. I will send these out to people. So now this video, I'm only going to have finished projects. So these kind of holiday. So the first one is Be Merry. This was a AB Designs. So cute. It doesn't have the nose on it. If I can find the nose, I'll send it with it for the snowman. But if you're interested in this, say Merry, M-E-R-R-Y. Second one is Joy to the World. This was a Lizzie Kate. If you're interested in this, say Joy. And then two Halloween. A Barbara Anna, Spooky Tree, I think is the name of this one. If you're interested in this, say Spooky. And then this is a Quaker Bat, I think is from the Work Basket. If you're interested in this, say BAT, B-A-T. So again, when you're making your comments, please do not say anything about giveaway because I'll delete your comment. Just make a comment with the words, thank you. You have to be 18. You have to be, you know, what else? I don't care if you're a subscriber because I'm not going to look that up, but you have to be 18 for me to be, and it has to be US. So I can't mail internationally. So I think that is all of the kind of, I think that's everything. I think I've gotten through everything. So, all right, last thing I want to talk about always is a shop update. I do have an Etsy shop, Jen's Stitching Niche on Etsy. It's linked below. This week, I'm running a special 35% off a select group of reproduction samplers. So it's not a specific designer, it's just a bunch of different designers. So if you're interested, just check out my Etsy shop. I always have a section where I only have one chart left of certain items, and those are always 25% off. So visit Jen's Stitching Niche on Etsy. We have a couple of trips coming up. I have a trip with a group of friends in September, and then Hobby and our friends here in Colorado that we go out with, we're going to Disney. So we're excited. We're doing that in October. So lots to look forward to. The fall semester starts in August, the end of August. So I've got to get all my stuff together before faculty come back. But, just having fun, hanging out, not too much crazy going on. Temperatures aren't too bad in Colorado now, but I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for visiting with me, and I will see you soon.